Mark LEVIN on Glenn Beck.
I will tell you this. Considering CRUZ gets almost no free airtime,
he's been dragged through the mud for 4 years.
He has been brutalized by the establishment. He's been brutalized by the PACs for Rubio. He's been brutalized by Trump. It is amazing that this guy is number 2. It's amazing he's gotten the number of delegates that he's gotten. Can you imagine if Trump wasn't in this and it was CRUZ and the rest of he'd be running away with this thing. I agree with you completely.
Landslide. So you're not gonna take a position on.
I have a position, but I have family yanking me in the other direction, saying people are hanging on your every word, and if you say,
I know.
And if you say you won't vote for Trump, then you're gonna. So my attitude is, let's jump off that bridge when we get there.
What do you think of this? What did you think of the last question in the debate last night, where they asked the
candidates? I fell asleep, actually.
The last, my blood was pumping too hard. I was so angry at that thing. The last question was to each of them, will you support Donald Trump? And here's what I honestly, I don't know how to answer that if I'm a candidate, because you're in that system. And you've made Donald Trump promise that he wouldn't run third party.
Here's the thing. If any of them do manage to be the nominee, they're going to need the Trump supporters.
I know.
So this is practical politics. And the one thing that I keep weighing in my mind, Glenn, and I'm serious about it.
Let me just finish before you make that statement, because I don't know how I would answer if I were in that position because of that, practical politics. But I also don't know how you say what you've just said for the last 2 hours about that guy, saying he's the most dangerous, he's absolutely corrupt. Then say, I'd vote for him.
Except when you're voting, it's not an up or down plebiscite. You're voting for one of 2 candidates. And so that's the decision you have to make.
Right.
Is Hillary Clinton everything we've said about her? Now, if she is everything we've said about her, do you do everything possible to stop her?
Yes.
But this is what you have to weigh.
But were you disturbed last night by what he said about the military twice? Did you catch that?
I guess not. What?
He said twice about about his statement that he would kill families of terrorists, which is against international law.
Let me tell you something about that. Maybe he's inarticulate about this. My grandfather fought on Iwo Jima in Guam. And the Japanese were slaughtering our men. They would take them prisoner. They could hear our Marines being tortured. They were gunning them alive. And my grandfather told me after that, we didn't take any prisoners either. We killed them. And when you look what we did in World War II, we eliminated entire cities off the face of the earth.
There's a difference between. I understand that.
Hold on, but I want to say this. I'm not clear what he means, but I know there's nothing wrong with waterboarding. We've done it like 3 times.
Yeah, I agree.
But I also think we need to do more. I don't know what it is.
Right.
I call my generals in, and I call in the CIA, and I say, what can I do?
I'm going to untie the hands of our military.
Right.
If I'm president, I untie them. I agree with you 100%. Enough of this PC war. The objective of war is to kill them faster than they kill you, and kill them so fast and so brutally that you take their breath away, and they just say, I got to stop. So I get that. That's war. What he was specifically talking about was, in fact, he said it, after 9/11, their families were dancing in the streets. I'm going to send my guys in and kill their family.
Well, that's not going to happen.
That's crazy.
And I think what he's thinking is, you may remember a couple decades back, one of the Arab countries, they kidnapped, actually one of the back then terrorist groups kidnapped a Russian diplomat. And they were threatening, and they murdered him. So the Russians went in, they found the guy or a relative of the guy, and they castrated him. And they sent a message. This is what we will do when you kidnap our officials. And no more of their officials were kidnapped.
Right.
The Israelis, if a terrorist, Palestinian, often the same thing, kills an Israeli or so forth, is caught in an act of terrorism, they blow up their homes.
Not a problem.
Okay. So we need to do more than what we're doing. I'm not sure it's what he's saying.
Yeah.
But, and plus, he's not going to be able to do that anyway. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
And this is part of the problem.
Well, that was the thing. He said He said twice last night. Oh, they will obey my orders. They will obey my orders.
No, but he has to obey the law, too. But here's the thing. It's like the wall. Rhetorically, here's my question. Mexico says, no, actually, we're not building a wall. And
I can't believe that would happen.
And there's not a damn thing you're going to do about it.
Right.
So what's he do?
Tariffs.
He goes to Congress. He still needs appropriations, even for tariffs. He needs a law. He can't say, I have a pen and a phone unless Obama left his phone behind. And then, let's say Chuck Schumer stands up on the floor of the Senate and says, I'm going to filibuster. You're not getting one penny for that wall. You see, he can't just build the wall. That's not how the system works. So to say, I'm going to build that wall, trust me, and the Mexicans are not going to pay for that wall. I wish they would, but they're not going to. And I'm going to build it. Well, if you don't get any appropriations, you're actually not building anything. Well, then I'll put tariffs in place. Well, you can't just put tariffs in place. So this is the thing that never gets discussed. And it's not just the candidates. I mean, these moderators are just,
Let's talk about something happy.
chickeness.
You started something and I signed up.